The St. Lucia Labour Party is extremely disappointed with the current state of affairs in the youth and sports fraternity of St. Lucia. The United Workers' Party, now the Alan Chasney-led administration, which promised so much to the young people of St. Lucia during the campaign leading up to the 2016 general elections, has failed miserably to deliver on its many promises, and instead, the youth of our country, like the vast majority of the citizenry, have been relegated to mere bystanders in the national development process, where everyday policies and programs seem more suited to the enjoyment and benefit of family and friends, of key operatives of the UWP, as well as some undeserving foreigners. The current condition of community sporting infrastructure, playing fields in particular, is totally unacceptable. The number of abandoned playing fields in St. Lucia today is not only an indictment of the government, but very importantly, it is a demonstration of the cluelessness and the blatant disregard for sport as a vehicle for national development, and also critically, the condescending manner in which the youth of our country, young men, sportsmen and sportswomen, are viewed in contrast to some foreigners and highly suspicious characters who masquerade under the guise of investment or investor. In recent times, the Groseley playing field, the Laguerre playing field, the Bogies playing field, the Banan Community Playground, and the Mon or Sahafa playing field, to name a few facilities in the north, have descended to a most undesirable condition. Also in recent times, in the southern belt, the PI playing field, the Moncayan playing field, the Grace playing field, the Lakai playing field, the Lapel playing field, and the Grand Ravine playing field have all suffered a similar fate. That obvious disregard and abandonment of playing field could not have been more pointedly demonstrated than the situation that obtains in Bexon, where two adjacent playing fields or facilities, mere meters from the highway and the public school, have been allowed to deteriorate to a state where they are easily the worst kept in the country. The St. Lucia Labour Party is calling on the Prime Minister and his government to immediately reinstate the playing field maintenance program that was initiated by the St. Lucia Labour Party but terminated shortly after the UWP assumed office. The assertion by the United Workers' Party that cash flow problems may be the reason for discontinuing the program has absolutely no basis, since such a program can easily be funded by the National Lotteries Authority. The National Lotteries Authority nets an average of $600,000 monthly. The National Lotteries Authority nets an average of $600,000 monthly. At this rate, since coming to office, the UWP has collected via the NLA or National Lotteries Authority approximately $17 million in revenue. Since coming to office in June of 2016 to date, the UWP through the National Lotteries Authority has netted or collected approximately $17 million in revenue. That money, according to the National Lotteries Authority Act, can only be used for youth development and sports. It cannot be used or should not be used for road rehabilitation. It should not be used for airport development, and it should not be used for disaster relief. In light of the foregoing, the question must be asked: to what use is the NLA revenue being put? During the tenure of the St. Lucia Labour Party in government, the National Lotteries Authority resources were used to do several things, including construct community pavilions and changing room facilities. And we did so in a number of communities, including ancillary, canneries, Larissus, Fonassaw, Vieux-Fort, etc. Resurface playing fields, install lights on community facilities, fund the National School Sports Program, provide scholarship support to athletes, provide financial support to elite and emerging athletes, support the programs of National Sports Federation, procure equipment for national teams, associations, schools, and community clubs, run coaching programs in communities, funded competitions in communities, including the Gil Rigobert Netball Competition in Miku, the Stevenson King Leclerc Independence Football Program, the Guy Joseph Good Friday Cricket Fiesta, the Badini Mothers and Fathers Domino Competition sanctioned by Guy Joseph, just to name a few competitions. The St. Lucia Labour Party reiterates that with a cumulative amount of $17 million having been netted at the NLA, there has been no intervention in the youth and sports fraternity to reflect the use of that amount. Consequently, there can be no justifiable reason for the sports facilities of our country, in particular the community playing fields, to be in such a state of abandonment when Ojo Labs can benefit from $10 million of taxpayers' money. CHTTI, $8 million. Lockerbie and his group, approximately $32 million. Range Development, $30 million for reckless decision-making, and the many other entities that benefit and thrive on UWP largesse. Thank you.